This is an analysis of Mira Nair's 1991 film Mississippi Masala, examining issues of representation, race, and the hierarchy of color within the South Asian diaspora. As a Bangladeshi, I recognize that while this film focuses on Ugandan Indians, its core themes of anti-blackness and colorism are deeply relevant to my own community, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths. The director made a radical artistic choice. She actively refused studio pressure to center whiteness, focusing entirely on the complex tensions between two non-white communities. This decision makes the film's analysis of racial hierarchies raw and uncompromising, revealing how people of color can perpetuate oppression against each other. The community featured is a highly specific and often overlooked group, Ugandan Indians. They are a twice displaced diaspora, first brought to Africa by the British, then expelled by post-colonial nationalism. Their identity is layered, complex, and historically traumatized, which is crucial to understanding their actions in this film. The community's entire worldview is shaped by the 1972 expulsion by Idi Amin, who gave over 50,000 Asians 90 days to leave Uganda. This anti-colonial act, however justified politically, left deep psychological scars. This historical trauma is the engine that drives the older generations clinging to their identity and their prejudice in America. The film's choice of Mississippi is deliberate and ironic. These Ugandan Indians, traumatized by Black Africans, resettle in the birthplace of the American Civil Rights Movement. This setting immediately positions them within the entrenched American racial hierarchy, surrounded by African Americans who have never known Africa as home. The film positively represents the community by offering a rare depiction of functioning, non-stereotypical immigrant group in 1990s Hollywood. We see the rich cultural practices, weddings, and religious observance portrayed with warmth and authenticity. This complex portrayal was groundbreaking for its time. The film accurately reflects the historical reality of Indian immigrants dominating the motel industry in the U.S. South. This is a representation of entrepreneurship and upward mobility. However, this economic success also creates an immediate class distinction in the Deep South. This economic privilege solidifies the Indian community's position above the local working class Black community in the Southern racial hierarchy. This class distinction reinforces their desire for social separation and marital endogamy, protecting their economic standing above all else. Meena herself is a key positive representation. She embodies the Masala identity, Ugandan, Indian, American, and is sexually autonomous and the agent of her own destiny. She directly challenges the stereotype of the submissive South Asian woman by navigating between ancestral expectations and American assimilation. Denzel Washington's Demetrius is portrayed positively with dignity and entrepreneurial ambition. The film resists the common Hollywood stereotype of threatening Black masculinity. He is hardworking, romantic, and immediately recognizes the Indian community's eventual response as racism, not just cultural difference. The romance between Meena and Demetrius is the necessary catalyst that exposes the community's most harmful truth. Their love is genuine, but the subsequent community reaction is swift, brutal, and reveals prejudices that were merely hidden by social distance. When the relationship is discovered, the response isn't just familial disapproval, it is visceral anti-Blackness. This collective punishment reveals a deep-seated colonial-era light-skin superiority complex that permeates the community. This is a painful truth that transcends the film's specific community. The most harmful act is the entire community's collective boycott of Demetrius's carpet cleaning business, effectively destroying his livelihood. This shows the power of their economic network used as a weapon to enforce strict racial boundaries and punish a transgression. The film also exposes internal colorism. We hear the cruel calculation: you can be dark and have money, but you can't be dark and have no money. This illustrates how colorism functions as both an aesthetic preference and a ruthless economic strategy, reinforcing power dynamics based solely on skin tone. Jay's experience is key. He was victimized by Black Africans in Uganda, but instead of recognizing structural oppression, he channels the unresolved trauma into prejudice against Black Americans in Mississippi. The film shows how victims of racism can become perpetrators. A social factor is the framing of racism as a defense of family honor. Mina's mother frames her interracial relationship as a source of shame, revealing how anti Blackness is wrapped in the language of tradition and respect, making it nearly impossible to confront without betraying one's own family. The socio-political factor is the community's position as brown between Black and white. Their anti-Blackness is a strategic attempt to climb the racial ladder, seeking proximity to whiteness through the rejection and marginalization of Blackness. Mirenere's artistic courage is the final factor. By centering this difficult conversation, she ensured the film's representation is unforgettable. This unflinching honesty about the community's internal racism is a necessary challenge, even if it is uncomfortable. The film remains painfully relevant today. Contemporary South Asian communities, including my own Bangladeshi community, still grapple with the exact same patterns: anti-Blackness, colorism, and the appropriation of Black culture without genuine solidarity. The film's discomfort is its greatest power.